So I am going to do my December favorite. It is a little bit late, but I did want to get this in there because I did have a number of favorites that some were rediscoveries, some were things that were already in my makeup collection. And so I'm going to go over makeup and hair as a primary and talk about what my favorites were. So I am going to start kind of the opposite way that I put on my makeup, because I was doing my makeup today and I was like, oh, I want to do December favorites. So I basically put on the stuff that I'd primarily been using, and then as I was putting it on, I put it in the container that I'm holding here with my December favorites. So starting with my lips, and what I did try to wear most of my favorites today as well. So if you were watching my Vlogmas, this shouldn't be too shocking with some of these products because most of them were talked about when I went over what I was wearing for the day in terms of makeup. So for lips, Clinique Beige Pop is what I have on my lips right now, with the Lancome lip liner in Bronzelle. So this is one of the combos that I wore a fair bit, and I do really enjoy that combination quite a lot. So that's what I chose as my favorite. My mascaras. So I have a 3 combo mascara, starting with my ultimate favorite base mascara, which is the It Cosmetic Tight Line in the waterproof. So I love this. This is perfect for your bottom lashes. I do not, almost very rarely will I get mascara when I'm applying it under, like in terms under the skin on my bottom lashes when I'm using this. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that it finds every little tiny lash and it amplifies it, or it gives it some boost. And then I use it on the upper as well too for that tight lining. So it really gets into the root of the lashes, which I love. So this will probably always be on my favorites because I love this mascara. This mascara is the Falsies Push-Up Angel, which I do like a lot. I don't have to use it when I'm using the It. I'm just trying to kind of use it up. But this would be the one that I put in between the It and then the next mascara that I'll show you. I do want to use it up. I'm sure that's a little bit extra for using 3 mascaras, but this is a good one. And when I don't have the It cosmetic, I do use this as my primary base, and I do use it under the eye, and it doesn't transfer. Again, this is waterproof. I pretty much always have all of my mascaras in waterproof. And then the Voluminous Lash Millions. So I had used this before, and I had purchased it based on Lydia Millen. She had recommended it with another combo, which I didn't like, the Butterfly Lash Effect, which is something else in the UK. But this is good. So this is what's on the final coat of my lashes. So yes, there is typically 3 coats of mascara on my eyelashes. Okay, moving along to my eyebrows, and some of this was a rediscovery. So the Anastasia Brow Powder in Taupe, and it's a duo, and as you can see I'm hitting pan on the lighter side. So what I do is I put that through the front, and then the darker side goes through the back of my brows. So this is a rediscovery. This is the Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in Empathetically Blonde. And the way that I do my brows is I actually put this on first, then I go in and I put this through the front of the brows and this through the back of the brows. I brush it out a little bit, and then I put another layer of this on and then brush it all together. And that is how I do my brows, and I am loving this. So one of the things that I couldn't find lately is the Benefit Browsing, but this is much, much less expensive, and I think I like it more. So this is, if you haven't tried out the Pro Longwear waterproof brow set, go out and get some. This is what I was typically using in December to set my under eyes, the Too Faced Born This Way. But today I actually have on the Patrick Star setting powder from MAC. I picked that up, so we'll see. This one I do really like, and I've been using it for quite a while. So I don't know if Patrick Stars will eliminate it. I've been trying to see the way it looks on film versus in person. But yeah, the Born This Way is definitely a favorite, and it's been a favorite for a little while. Then all over my face, I do use MAC Mineralized MSF in Medium Plus. And as you can see, this is an old container. I've had it for a long time. Because I live in Toronto, I've gone to the MAC sales, and they had a ton of the Medium Plus, and that happens to be my color at the MAC sales, so I picked up a lot. So I have a lot of them to go through. Then for foundation, primarily my favorite one for this month has been the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer 2-in-1. I don't really use it as a concealer. I do use it as my foundation. I am in the color 5 Ivory Neutral, so it's a neutral tone. For an ivory, to me, this looks pretty dark. And then what I've been using, and probably again similar to the IT Cosmetic, is most likely going to be in all of my favorites that you watch. This is a holy grail for me. It is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I use this under my eyes, down the center of my face to brighten. And I have Fair Neutral in this. Another thing that was a recent discovery, but I did use it a fair bit during the month, was my Ambient Strobe Light in the Metallic Strobe Lighting palette. And this is very enjoyable. What I would do is I would use a darker shade a little bit over my brows, and then mix all three together and do it through the center of my face. Usually right after I finish my brows, which is kind of one of my last steps, I would also go into the Ambient palette here, which I've had, you'll see, is very, very well loved. It's almost on its way out. And I like that Radiant Light. I like that over my brows as well too, and kind of blending in with my bronzer. So this is something that I obviously is well loved. It's almost out, and I don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing. I'm trying to use up certain products and not have too much makeup on the go. So I might not repurchase this right away. There's other things that I can use to get the same effect. So I love it. It definitely was a favorite for December, but I have a very vast makeup collection, and I am trying to use my products up. So, something that was a discovery in this month and I absolutely love is the Park Avenue Princess Chisel Palette. So, I am a big Tarte fan in terms of blushes. I actually don't have a Tarte blush in for this month, but normally Tarte blush, my number 1 ultimate, like, holy grail blush of all time is Tarte Exposed. But I didn't use it this month. You'll see what I use. But I love Tarte's bronzers, and that's a big reason why I purchased this kit. And I love Tarte's blushes as well too. So, give you a little look at the Park Avenue Princess Chisel set. So typically what I would be using is I use the Princess Cut, and then I will mix these together. So I use the Princess Cut with a little brush on the side, and then I'll use all of the darker colors swiped together as an overall on a bigger brush. So if you were watching me during Vlogmas, this should come as no surprise. This is the Tarte Clay Play palette, and that's what primarily has been on my eyes, and I love it. This is a great palette for when I'm getting ready for work. It's just easy. It's whatever. I kind of decide as the day goes on. Sometimes if I'm wearing something more warm toned, then I'll pick warm toned, and if I'm wearing something more cool toned, I'll pick the cool tones. But this is amazing, and I picked it up when it was on sale for $34. And if this ever goes on sale again for $34, you must pick it up, because it is absolutely the best basics palette I have ever purchased. So if you are new to makeup, this is absolutely fantastic. And I will say, so there is bronzers in here, The bronzers in here are very, very pigmented. When I first got this, I was using the bronzers in here, but it is so pigmented. You just need the tiniest little amount. But overall, this is a great palette. Awesome for traveling as well too. So, and I have a trip coming up that I'm definitely bringing that palette with on. So again, if you were watching Vlogmas, you definitely saw what my favorite highlight is and what my favorite lid color is. And this is BECCA's Opal. So this was primarily what was on my lids, what was in my highlight for most of the month. I absolutely love this. And this is thanks to Jamie Genevieve that I rediscovered it. I actually had the Opal in the small one, which I've hit pan on, and then during the VIB sale I purchased this one. So how I managed to forget these 4 little gems is beyond me, but they were in my monthly favorites. If you were watching me, I was using the Soft Over paint pot all month long with that little Real Technique sponge to blend it in, and then my blushes was a Love Flush in Baby Love, and Deep Throat from NARS was also on my cheeks a fair amount during the month of December. So Max Fix Plus, what I use it for is with my foundation. Typically I will put on my foundation and then I will spray this on, and I use the Real Technique sponge to pounce my foundation into my skin. This is what I really like. I like it better actually than the beauty blenders. I do have, and I have used the beauty blender, but I like the shape of this better. This gets under the eye better. If you are using it for setting powder, I find it better for setting powder on this as well. This gets into the inner corner better. I just like this better than the beauty blender. Now, moving along to fragrances. I picked up the larger size in the VIB sale in November. This is actually used up, and this is Bourbon from Elizabeth and James, and I absolutely love this. This is my holy grail right now and my absolute favorite. So lastly, I will leave you with what was on my hair for the month of December, mostly what I was washing my hair with in the month of December. So my sister-in-law, who is my hairdresser as well, she is a Monat market partner, and I kind of rediscovered Monat in terms of having somebody talk to me about it and talk about the products and whatnot, and it kind of triggered. I had Monat, and I've used Monat actually for a year and a half prior, and I had told her about it when I first started using Monat. But my favorite shampoo for the month was the Intense Repair shampoo from Monat. So I am trying to grow out, I mean, it's not really a lob because the last time I got a haircut, I did get a little bit of layering done in the front, but it was a lob for the longest time, and it was all one, basically all one length. And the Intense Repair with the, ooh, I left the treatment in the bathroom, but anyways, with the Intense Repair shampoo with the treatment spray, I have been using both of these for the majority of the month. I'm trying to grow my hair, and this I enjoy very much. And then for conditioner, I was kind of moving back and forth between 2 different Monat conditioners. So one of the Monat conditioners was the Revitalize conditioner, and then the other one was the Replenishing Mask from the Balance line. I was using that as well too. I think you're only supposed to use this about once a week, but I only wash my hair anywhere from every other day, sometimes every 3 days. This is actually right now 3rd day hair, and I just got it, so obviously it's not my favorite, and today was the first day that I used it. I used the Monat Champ dry shampoo, and I do quite like it. It wasn't super oily, but 3rd day, normally I would use something for my roots, but it hasn't been surprisingly super oily. And the other thing too is that I had gone through the detox way early on when I first started using Monat, and I thought I would go through it again because I was only using Monat on a weekly basis, basically. Like once a week I would use it. And now I'm using it all the time exclusively to shampoo and condition my hair. And I just started exclusively using their styling products. So I will probably do a video on Monat later to talk more about it. But these are my favorites for the month of December. Thank you so much for tuning in. My goal is to post videos twice a week. I don't have a day that I'll regularly schedule them, but just subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell and you will see when I upload videos to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a great day.